To turn your smile upside down quickly, I'll tell you a few that I ran into just recently. A friend of mine, he sent me a note. His fourth grader in school, they were doing a school chorus deal. Feliz Navidad. They were told to change "I want to wish you a Merry Christmas" to "I want to wish you a happy holiday."
I know. I do them all the time. Oh, one other real quick thing that was funny. Last year, it was so funny because after I did the first season, and having not done television, and you know how people are about the governor, I just love her to death, but you know how people are about the governor. And so the show comes out, or it's coming out, and I go online and I start pulling up what people are saying, because you're curious, And some guy just flat raked us over the coals, just raked me over the coals. The other two hosts called us D-list wannabe actors in comics, just raked us over the coals. And at the very end, after this guy just trashed the show, and I'm thinking, he's not even seen it because he was saying things that didn't make sense. And at the very end, he says, and I could not force myself to watch the show.
Yeah. And this is taken as news, right? Let me go write a review on something I didn't look at or read or watch.
This guy's in his mom's basement.
Of course.
And texting, and he's writing a blog and a review. So I text him back. I sent him an email back. Hey, dude, thank you for the review. Yeah, it's pretty ingenuous that the fact that you didn't even see the show, but hey, the fact I made the list, I didn't even know I was on the list, even though it's a D list. Hey, I'm happy.
Right.
Because I didn't even know anybody had me on the list.
That's
but
it.
The fact that I made the D list, you made my day. Thank you, and God bless.
Yeah. What? Rodney Dangerfield, right? And Back to School, what do you say? A, B, C. You're in the top 3, right? So, you got 26 letters. You're good to go. Hey, listen, we're looking forward to it. Ted Nugent's going to be on the wheelchair basketball, Wounded Warriors, so much. And now I'm so excited that you said the Puppy Jake group will be there.
Puppy Jake Foundation, like I said, we were also with Black Dagger Military. We took two young men hunting. That's one of the most inspirational things. One young man is completely blind, was blown up in an IED. Had the best sense of humor I've ever seen in my life. I'll never forget. I'm sitting there going, hurry up, guys, we're losing our light. We need to get Terry. The other young man's paralyzed from the neck down and can outshoot me and you all day long, former Ranger sniper. But the other young man, Joel's sitting there, and I said, yeah, we're losing our light. We want to make sure we get this. And he goes, yeah, I wouldn't want you to have to do mine in the dark because I shoot in the dark.
That's right.
And I was complaining about it was cloudy and overcast. I should have brought my yellow lenses. He goes, yeah, maybe they could help me. I'm blind. You know that, right? He's just the best sense of humor.
And guys are amazing, aren't they?
You just sit there and you are around these young men and you go, where did they find people like this that are this courageous? It's been one of the best years, one of the best experiences. And you know what? We weren't with a lot of famous people this year, as far as, like last year with Craig Morgan and Cowboy James Storm. But this year we're with people that have touched my heart forever. So it's a great season, man. I'm really excited.
It really puts it in perspective, though, doesn't it? When you hear these guys and here we're complaining about traffic or about little things during the day, and these true heroes, who've gone through so much, and to have a sense of humor.
There were times. I swear, there was a time with a young man with the Puppy Jake Foundation. I was sitting there and I'm talking with him, and he starts telling a story, and I'm just sitting there, I can't hold it together, Like I say, I'm a funny guy, and I'm sitting there trying to hold it together, and I look around, and my sound guy, my two camera guys, my associate producer Emily, everybody, tears are streaming down her face, and I'm sitting there, breaking up. I even think about it now, it chokes me up, and I'm talking with him, and then we all finished, and I looked and I go, please tell me you got all that. Please tell me I do not have to do that again. Because doggone. And, this season has been I've had more leeway to do and say and be more funnier. But you know what? More funnier, boy. My education's paying off, isn't it? But
that's your charm, Jerry. That's the charm.
More funnier than the other one. But no, the funny thing is, we'll take 3 hours, 4 hours, and then an hour of B-roll, and then somebody in editing has to trim that down to 12 minutes. And God bless them, because I have no idea how you could take the things I've done this year and the people we've met and condense it. So it's that's a good crew. It's a good crew of people.
And hey, you realize Governor Palin, got a puppy from the Puppy Jake Foundation.
Yes, she did, and that's how. And exactly, she surely did for Trick, and that's so awesome. Because they are a wonderful group there in Des Moines, Iowa, And I can't wait for that show to air. It's just everything we've done this year has been spectacular. I'll be honest with you. It's been easy. It's been fun because, it's the same crew working with me again. And hey, hopefully they'll have me back next year unless they get like Mr. America to show up. But, Miss USA, that's pretty good.
Well, listen, Jerry.
And as always, everybody that's listening and everybody that watches, remember this. This is true reality television. Nothing is scripted. There are no actors. There's nothing planned. I mean, as far as, they know we're coming, but when you see something, that really happened. You know what? And I take pride with that. I really do.
Well, you're doing a great job, Jerry. We're glad you're back, and we're looking forward to it. Amazing America with Sarah Palin starts next month, and Jerry Carroll, field host once again for Season 2. Thank you, sir, and Merry Christmas, and all the best to you and your family.
Absolutely. Hey, don't be slow in calling. Call me during the run of the season, and let me know what you think. I'd appreciate that.
Let's do that. I'll hold you to that.
All right, my man. You got the number. Use it.
Thanks, Jerry. For more on Jerry Carroll, visit thejerrycarroll.com. That's TheJerryCarroll.com. There is a great trailer for Amazing America with Sarah Palin, and you can see it right on our Facebook page, Mama Grizzly Radio. Also, I wrote a preview of the new season for Breitbart Sports this past week, and thank you to the Fox Nation for picking up the piece as well. You can also access that article through our Facebook page or on Twitter at Mama Grizz Radio. And this past week, Sarah Palin posted a tremendous picture of an elderly man with a cigar in his mouth holding his gun, and the photo is captioned, quote, "You might be cool, but you'll never be 108-year-old World War II veteran Richard Overton smoking a cigar, drinking whiskey, and brandishing a Thompson submachine gun cool," unquote. You have to see this wonderful picture. If you haven't yet, you can access it right on the Mama Grizzly Radio Facebook page. To see any of the governor's posts in their entirety, visit Sarah Palin's Facebook page, follow her on Twitter at Sarah Palin USA, and visit sarahpalinchannel.com. Also, some news from my end. I'll be back with Eddie Burke in Alaska every Thursday. We're going to have a feature. It's called Bear Facts and Grizzly Details with Kevin Scholla. We're going to talk about Sarah Palin, of course, also sports and news. The first installment is coming up December 26th. We will not be on Thursdays for the first couple of installments due to Christmas and New Year's Day. But after the first two, then it'll be every Thursday. For more information, go to mamagrizzlyradio.com to find out all about this exciting opportunity I have with Eddie Burke on the Eddie Burke and Friends program on KOAN in Alaska. Looking forward to joining the gang there on a weekly basis.
It's time for Commonwealth Common Sense with Susan Stimson and Kevin Scholla.
Hello, Susan. How are you?
Hey, Kevin. I'm doing great as we are coming into this Christmas season.
Yeah, Merry Christmas to you and your family, and really that great time of year. And I tell you what, I mean, it flies by the older you get, no doubt, but I think this year really went fast. I mean, I remember real vivid details of last Christmas like it wasn't too long ago.
It's true, and if you are out and you're out and about and you're shopping and you just watch families and you watch little kids, you see the hope in our future, and you think about the gift that God gave us at Christmas and just how we should really just treasure these times with our families. And I do have a hope for our future. I do have a hope for America, and I just think that this is always the time of year to remind us of the things to be grateful for as well.
Well, we had a really cool opportunity a couple of Mondays ago. My daughter with her American Heritage Girls, we went out Christmas caroling, and it was a family event. And, you know, I don't remember the last time a Christmas caroler came to my house. I do remember once as a child seeing it, and it stuck with me all those years. I thought it was really great. And let me tell you, not only did the kids have a blast, and they sure did. I mean, they were running up to the door. I mean, they don't know these people, and you know how kids get shy sometimes. But they were running up to the door in front of strangers to sing these great Christmas songs, and the people just loved it. Young, old, children, men and women. I mean, people were just smiling ear to ear. An older lady came out and hugged half of the girls that were in front of the line. It was really great. So I know exactly what you mean. Like seeing it through children, it's amazing.
And the people of our country, that is what makes this country so great. And we were recently at a country church and saw a wonderful Christmas program that they put on, and I was just looking around the church and looking at the people that were in there and thinking, you know, this is America. These are the people that are just working hard, and they just want to live their lives and worship their God. And I just want us to also remember that there is definitely a hope for our future here in America, and that's why we all just need to stay involved and pay attention and just participate in the process.
And I think you're seeing more and more young people and little kids, getting it, so to speak. I mean, you talk to kids, and a lot of times, they're going to mention the presents and Santa Claus and all that great stuff, but a lot of times they're mentioning baby Jesus first, and then they talk about the other things, and that's just great. I mean, especially if you can get that core belief together at a young age.
It's true. It's true. So I just want everyone to have a wonderful Christmas season, and I'm grateful that we have opportunities just like this where we can communicate freely and talk about any issue that we choose. That's what makes our country so great.
Well, Susan, certainly Merry Christmas to you and your family. And the good news here is the tree is up and the puppy has left it alone. He has not pulled any ornaments off of the tree. That was the big concern here. So far, so good from that end.
That's perfect.
All right, Susan. Merry Christmas.
Thank you. You too, Kevin.
Susan Stimson in Virginia. More Commonwealth Common Sense next week. Now our weekly commentary, Steel Resolve. Here's Sarah Steelman.
Thanks, Kevin. It's easy to get caught up in all the problems that plague our nation and our world. At this time of year, the birth of Christ is a reminder that the real problems facing us cannot be solved in Washington. Every Christmas Eve, my family has a tradition of reading a story that my mom and dad's minister gave to them the day they were married in 1947. The story is written from the perspective of a lowly shepherd who witnessed the birth of Jesus, his crucifixion, and his resurrection. The passage at the end of the story is a worthy reminder. After losing all hope that Jesus was indeed the Savior, the shepherd's hope is restored with the news of his resurrection. He tells us how the promise of the manger had been fulfilled, not denied by the cross. Here's what he says. We had looked for the wrong kind of kingdom. We had expected one who would come in power with legions to slay our enemies, but it had been one who came in suffering love to reconcile and draw us together. We had expected one who would cause all pain to cease and suffering to pass away, but he had come as one who transformed the pain into the servant of the soul and the suffering into a pathway to God. We had looked for one who would set our nation above all others. He had come as one who would bring all nations together. We had expected him to vanquish our earthly enemies forever. He had vanquished the power of sin and the fear of death. He had put his kingdom in the hearts of men, and the gates of hell shall not prevail against it. Sometimes we look for the answers in all the wrong places. A manger and a cross fulfilled God's promise, and never again do we need to be afraid. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. This is Sarah Steelman from Mama Grizzly Radio.
Tune in again next week for another segment of Steel Resolve right here on the Palin Update. The Palin Update, including Commonwealth Common Sense and Steel Resolve, is on demand and available for download. Just head to mamagrizzlyradio.com, pick the show you want to hear, and you can listen anywhere, anytime. Well, that'll just about do it for this edition of the Palin Update on Mama Grizzly Radio. Visit mamagrizzlyradio.com for continuing coverage of Governor Palin. Also, like Mama Grizzly Radio on Facebook, follow along on Twitter at Mama Grizz Radio, at Kevin Scholla, at Susan B. Stimson, at Sarah_Steelman, and at 3DSTS. And I'm doing some writing for Breitbart News. Go to Breitbart.com and search Kevin Scholla. I want to thank Sarah Steelman, Susan Stimson, and everyone here at Mama Grizzly Radio. Thanks to Jerry Carroll, and thank you for listening today. A special thanks to our sponsor, 3D Security and Training Academy. Visit 3DSTA.com. Please be sure to join us again next time for another edition of the Palin Update right here on Mama Grizzly Radio. I'm Kevin Scholla. Have a pleasant day, and Merry Christmas.